Welcome back, Dave, ABQ, SCNC. You know about our football power rankings powered by Gizmo. Now, our very own Johnny Waldeck, subscriber, friend of the channel, has agreed to do baseball power rankings. It is time for our way too early baseball power rankings preseason. Just after free agency. There's still some free agents out there, but we are doing power rankings for baseball. Bottom half starts out with C. Rogers, Detroit Tigers. Johnny says, with how bad last year was for the Tiger fans, this year will likely not be much better. At least we will likely get to see number 7 prospect, Casey Mize. Casey Mize might make an appearance for these guys. Detroit Tigers on the bottom. We'll see if they stay there. At number 29, the Baltimore Orioles. I know Johnny Waldeck despises the Orioles, and we got drafted by them in our Road to the Show 19, and they were not happy. But Johnny Waldeck has them at number 29, says another team in a full-on rebuild. Orioles fans should expect another down year in the same division as the Yankees, Rays, and Red Sox. Number 28, the Derek Jeter-owned Miami Marlins. Johnny says, yet another team that has no plans to contend this year. He says, personally, I like the moves of signing Jesus Aguilar and Matt Kemp to add veteran leadership to the young core. Number 27 are the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates at 27. Johnny says the Pirates are a team that need a lot of things to go right to stand a chance. They need their pitching to step up and for Josh Bell to put up similar numbers as last year to have a chance in the Central. They started out really good and then fell apart the second half of the season last year. Pittsburgh Pirates, number 27. At 26, the Kansas City Royals. Johnny says the Royals are a team who is just a shadow of what it was a few years ago with aging players like Salvador Perez. A new core consisting of Whit Merrifield and Jorge Soler must break out. Yeah, these new guys need to step up. Salvador Perez has taken more concussions than anybody. Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard road for the Royals as they do not have a lot going on. Moving up the ladder, 25 is the San Francisco Giants. Johnny says, I think it's about time the Giants go into full-on rebuild. After losing Bumgarner in free agency, the Giants will run out a rather old roster with the likes of Posey and Brandon Belt. Yeah, they need to figure out what they're doing. These guys are past their prime. I don't know what they're thinking of doing over there, but getting rid of Bumgarner kind of paves the way for them to rebuild. Number 24, the team that shocked the world in the beginning of the season last year. The Seattle Mariners started out 13-2 last year. Johnny Waldeck says the Mariners could turn into a very interesting team. I like their young core, but to do anything this year, they will need a bounce-back year from Kikuchi. Started out so strong, and then kind of just faded away. 23, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Johnny says he has no clue what the Diamondbacks are doing. 1 minute they're rebuilding, the next they're signing Madison Bumgarner. I think they have a solid outfielder away from contending for a wild card spot. They always trade away all their good talent, like Greinke. They had Martinez, gave him up to the Red Sox. They just don't want to spend, and then they spend money on Bumgarner. Very hard to figure these guys out. Number 22, the Colorado Rockies. NL West still the Rockies' offense, according to Johnny Waldeck, has never been the problem. Their problem is pitching. It's just impossible for them to convince anyone to go to Coors Field where the ball flies. They're always in it. They have a good young core that they have been building on from AAA. I've gotten to see these guys play for the Isotopes and go all the way to the majors, but they haven't been able to do much since then. At number 21, everybody's favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays. Johnny Waldeck says probably one of the better young cores in baseball, with Vladdy Jr. leading the way. The question is, can their pitching keep them in ball games? Vladdy started out hot, started out strong. He was just middle of the road by the time they were done. Kevin Biggio, all those guys, Rowdy, they're young, so they're going to make mistakes. They just need to get some games under them. At number 20, Adam B., Chicago White Sox. Gizmo. Johnny Waldeck says after signing Yasmani Grandal earlier in the offseason, the White Sox offense could be a huge threat. He's interested to see how Michael Kopech returns from his injury. Kopech, another one, started out strong and then got hurt. White Sox are looking okay. They're a little lower than I would have put them, but there are teams that are better. So Sox at 20. At number 19, another good young team. Johnny Waldeck says another young team for the Padres at number 19 that is set up well for the future. The Padres are only a pitcher or two away from being contenders for a wild card spot. The big rumor was that Strasburg might go to the San Diego Padres. It was not meant to be. They would have been hard to beat if Strasburg had gone there. At number 18, the Los Angeles Angels. Johnny says after the huge signing of Anthony Rendon to add to an already stellar offense for the Angels, as they have for a while still lack pitching. It'll be interesting to see if Rendon had a career year and his best year with the Nationals, or if he was just on getting started. We'll see. At number 17, Johnny and Curtis Elliott's Reds. Johnny says the Reds are a sleeper team this year with one of the better rotations in baseball, and signing Mike Moustakas. The Reds are a solid outfielder away from being serious contenders. I don't disagree with this. Moustakas is good. He's not a great third baseman. He's going to commit some errors. Hopefully it doesn't cost this team. At number 16, the Texas Rangers. Johnny says, after trading for Corey Kluber, the Rangers still have some holes to fill on both sides of the ball, but with the improvements shown by Joey Gallo last year, the Rangers could easily find themselves in the wild card hunt. Rangers are always right in the thick of it. The Angels are usually a little better than them. So yeah, they're going to have to contend for that wild card spot. And at number 15, the Cleveland Indians. Johnny says, as of this moment, I still believe the Indians are contenders. With a possible trade of Frankie Lindor, the Indians could quickly go from contending to rebuilding. I surely hope Frankie Lindor goes to the Dodgers. There's talks of him going to the Reds for Nick Senzel. It would greatly benefit both teams, as I believe the Dodgers could use him. But wherever he goes, he's going to make wherever he goes better. Top half of the league. At number 14, the New York Mets. Johnny says, another team with a fantastic starting rotation. The Mets' problem is their bullpen. With the failure of a trade of Edwin Diaz, the Mets must try to get some help elsewhere. Everybody has a horrible bullpen except for probably the Yankees. But yeah, bullpens, relievers don't get Hall of Fame votes. Relievers don't get huge money unless you're Andrew Miller or Josh Hader. Nobody, and the closers, like middle relievers, nobody wants to be that unless you're just barely making it to the majors and are just happy to be on a team. At number 13, the Milwaukee Brewers, talking about Josh Hader. Johnny says after losing multiple major pieces this offseason, the Brewers still returned Christian Yelich, Josh Hader, and more. He thinks the Brewers still have another run in them. They were looking good till Yelich went down. Those playoffs are a whole different story with Christian Yelich in it. At number 12, the Chicago Cubs. At number 12, Johnny says the Cubs are a team that he's unsure about. They have the potential to be a contender, but with the possibility of Chris Bryant being traded, He's unsure where they stand. Yeah, Chris Bryant, huge trade talks, as a lot of teams are thinking about the luxury tax nowadays. So with Bryant's impending free agency and having to pay him big money, the Cubs are shopping him around. It'd be interesting to see what they do. Cubs are always in the thick of it, as they have a great roster. Just whether they perform or not is the issue. Number 11 is the Boston Red Sox. Johnny says after a disappointing year last year, the Red Sox will try again this year. With the loss of Rick Porcello, the Red Sox need a bounce-back year from Chris Sale to stand a chance against the Yankees. Yeah, Sale started out so horrible last year that it just put the Sox in a huge hole. Porcello is going to be a huge loss to them. They were talking about shopping around Mookie Betts, as they had to keep J.D. Martinez, as he did not opt out of his contract. So it'll be interesting to see what the Red Sox end up doing. Top 10 of the league now. At number 10 are the Minnesota Twins. Johnny says the Twins season will likely be affected by what the Indians do. They return the same core that won their division last year and stand a good chance at a repeat. This is another team. Did they all have career years and peak last year? Or will they keep it going? Almost the most home runs in the majors, I think, is what they had. They were close. They were either number 1 or number 2. If they can keep it going, they're going to be tough. Number 9, the St. Louis Cardinals. Johnny says the Cardinals will be relying heavily on Paul Goldschmidt, especially if they are unable to re-sign Marcell Ozuna. Goldschmidt was a good move for them. It got them into the playoffs. Unfortunately, Goldie not able to get past the Nationals. At number 8, the Oakland Athletics. I called this team last year winning 90 games again. I think they can do it again this year. Johnny says the A's have flown under the radar for some time now. They return Marcus Semien, Matt Chapman, and the rest of their core, hoping to finally take down the Astros. This might be the year they get it done, as the Astros, as you all know, had a huge advantage at home. Hopefully that goes away this year and everything returns to equal. I think the loss of Cole and the A's young core players will get better. At number 7, the Philadelphia Phillies. Johnny says the Phillies add onto their core with Didi Gregorius and are hoping for a bounce-back year from Jake Arrieta. They stand a chance against the Braves for the division title. It's not untrue. McCutchen gets healthy, and they add Didi Gregorius. This team's going to be one to look out for, as they are trying to surround Bryce Harper with talent. Number 6, Bobby C's Rays. At number 6, Johnny says one thing he's learned is to never underestimate the Rays. They have one of the best front offices and seem to always make the right moves. Rays surprised a lot of people last year. Not me. These guys are good. They made some good trades throughout the last couple of years to shore up their pitching staff. They should be right in the thick of it. At number 5, the defending champs getting no love from Johnny Waldeck here. Johnny says the defending champs return after the loss of Anthony Rendon, still having one of the best rotations in baseball. Their offense is full of youth. Very true. I think they find somebody serviceable to take over at third. Maybe not with the caliber of Rendon, but I still think they make the playoffs. At number 4, the Atlanta Braves. Johnny says the Braves will return much, if not all, depending on Josh Donaldson, of their core. It's going to be a lot of fun to see if Ronald Acuna Jr. can get to 40-40 this year. So close last year. He's only going to get better. Albies is only going to get better. If that pitching staff can keep it going, they're going to be tough to beat. Top 3 time, number 3, the Houston Astros. Be interesting to see what Johnny has to say about this. He says after losing two of their best players, Garrett Cole and the trash can, the Astros are an interesting team. He's unsure how much of their success is real and how much is fake. Yeah, this will be the year where we figure out, as the league's going to be watching them closely. Still haven't seen what they're going to do with them yet, but it should even them out with the rest of the league here now at home. Number 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Johnny Waldeck says, after Cody Bellinger's MVP season, the Dodgers are more than favorites to win the West. Also being linked to trade partners for Frankie Lindor and Mookie Betts. The rest of the offseason will be interesting for Dodger fans. These are my Dodgers. We won so many games on walk-offs last year. It's going to be hard to replicate that. I still see us winning up like high 90s, maybe 100 games, but not to the extent that we did last year, as we got very lucky on a lot of those games. We won at least 13 games on walk-offs. That's not going to happen next year. At number 1, Spidey and 25 Perez's New York Yankees. Johnny says, after signing Garrett Cole, the Yankees are stacked everywhere you look. He's interested to see what they do with Clint Frazier and Miguel Andujar. Yeah, this team just propelled itself to the number 1 with Garrett Cole there, as he was the best pitcher in baseball. He stays healthy and he pitches the way he did last year. Yankees are making it to the World Series. You heard it here. This team needs to stay healthy, though. And they need to get rid of Stanton. They need to trade Stanton away in order for them to have a chance. So that is Johnny Waldeck's Power Rankings, the New Year Power Rankings. Thank you all for watching. Let us know what you think and where you think your team should have ended up. Whether you agree or disagree, it is the Power Rankings preseason before the new year. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. Stay safe and look for more of these in the future. Bye.